Have you ever noticed how someone who was amazing at their job gets promoted, and then suddenly they're not so amazing anymore? Maybe it's your old manager who was the best salesperson on the floor, but when they became the sales manager, everything changed. The spark they had disappeared. Instead of thriving, they seemed stressed, unsure, and sometimes even out of their depth. This isn't a coincidence. It's a phenomenon known as the Peter Principle. And it explains a lot about why so many careers stall, why so many teams suffer under bad leadership, and why success at one level doesn't always translate to success at the next. The Peter Principle was introduced by Dr. Lawrence J. Peter in 1969, and the idea is simple but brutal. People rise through the ranks of an organization until they reach their level of incompetence. In other words, you keep getting promoted as long as you're competent in your role, but eventually, you land in a position where the skills that made you great no longer apply. And there you stay, stuck, overwhelmed, and ineffective. Think about how most companies work. If you're a great engineer, the reward is becoming a team lead. If you're the best operator, the reward is becoming a manager. If you're the best salesperson, the reward is becoming a director. But here's the problem. Leadership, management, and strategy are completely different skill sets. Being an incredible salesperson doesn't teach you how to manage egos, resolve conflicts, or design incentives for a team. Being a brilliant coder doesn't automatically give you the patience to mentor, to delegate, or to think about long-term architecture. So people end up promoted into roles where their strengths are no longer being used, and what once made them shine now makes them struggle. The tragedy is that most people don't even realize this is happening. They assume that climbing the ladder is always progress. After all, society tells us promotions equal success. Higher titles, bigger offices, fancier LinkedIn headlines. But success in one role does not guarantee success in the next. In fact, it often does the opposite. It moves you away from the very skills that made you valuable in the first place. This is why so many teams suffer under poor leadership. It's not because these leaders were never competent. It's because they were competent, so competent that they got promoted beyond their zone of mastery. And now they're stuck. Their career plateau has arrived. So what do we do with this knowledge? How do we avoid becoming another victim of the Peter Principle? The first step is self-awareness. You need to ask yourself, do I really want the responsibilities that come with the next step? It's easy to be flattered by promotions. But do you actually want to manage people, deal with their problems, navigate politics, and shoulder accountability for things you can't always control? Or do you thrive more when you're immersed in your craft, when you're the one producing, innovating, and executing? Clarity here matters, because one path is not better than the other, it's just different. Second, prepare before the promotion comes. Too often, people think leadership skills magically appear with the title. They don't. If you want to lead, you need to develop those muscles early. Communication, delegation, emotional intelligence, decision-making under uncertainty. These are not skills you learn overnight, and if you wait until the promotion comes, it's too late. Start small. Volunteer to mentor someone. Learn how to give feedback. Take on responsibility for a small project team. These are safe spaces to practice before the stakes get higher. Third, redefine what success means to you. The corporate ladder is not the only path. Some of the most fulfilled and impactful people never become managers, never climb into executive roles, never chase a title. Instead, they choose mastery. They become the go-to expert in their field. They choose depth over hierarchy. And the world needs those people. Because not everyone is meant to lead, but everyone is meant to contribute in a way that aligns with their strengths. When you understand the Peter Principle, you see the workplace differently. You see that not every promotion is a reward. Sometimes it's a trap. Sometimes it's the beginning of a slow decline in competence and confidence. And the saddest part? Once someone reaches their level of incompetence, they rarely go back. Pride, status, and perception keep them locked in. They'd rather stay incompetent at a higher level than admit they were more competent one step below. That's why the smartest professionals play the game differently. They are intentional. They ask, is this the role I want? Or just the role I'm told I should want? They work on the skills that matter before the opportunity arrives. And they measure their success not by how high they climb, but by how well they play their game. Because here's the truth. Climbing isn't winning. Titles don't guarantee fulfillment. The Peter Principle is a warning, but it's also a choice. You can choose to rise blindly until you hit your ceiling, or you can rise with clarity, develop the right skills, and step into roles that fit your strengths. In the end, the question is not how high can you climb, but how far can you go while staying competent, effective, and aligned with who you really are. That's the antidote to the Peter Principle. Not endless promotions, but meaningful progress. And maybe, just maybe, the real victory is not rising to your level of incompetence, but stopping just before it.